What's happening, everybody? PureSalvation here, and sorry for not posting a video in a little bit. I've been quite a bit busy now that school's back and started again. It sucks. Oh, what can I say? But you know, we gotta roll with the punches that life gives with us. Even though I'm not sure why I'm calling school a punch, because it is going to help me in the long run. And so yeah. I'm just gonna stop talking here. Well, I'll stop talking about that. But anyways, yeah, today we got a team deathmatch on WMD with the AK-74U, and I might talk a little bit about the gameplay. We'll see. Not really. I wasn't planning on doing it. I was kind of just gonna have like sort of a casual commentary, but you know, I'll throw some tips here and there because you know I know a lot of you guys who are subscribed to me really look for those tips that I give or deal out, so I'm not going to rob you guys of that, and I will give that to you guys. So something you guys should really keep in mind in team deathmatches: the spawns flip incredibly easily. All you got to do is just walk into that spawn and negatively influence their those spawn points, and boom, just like that, you flip the spawns. And let me explain this sort of concept of negative influence. So Treyarch explained the idea, and it's actually pretty straightforward, and you can probably figure it out with common sense. But you know, Treyarch said every time you walk near a spawn, you are negatively influencing that specific spawn to the point where the enemy won't spawn there. And of course, everybody kind of knows that to begin with. But I mean, for those of you who don't know, I'm going to try to explain it myself a little bit. So what happens is, that guy, oh gosh, hate campers. Well, like, that's like an intense camper right there. But anyways, let me explain it for you. So, negatively influencing a spawn. Now you're probably thinking, well, how in the world does that work? Well, when you walk to a spawn point, you are an entity, and each spawn point around the map has a designated, I guess, codec to monitor the amount of positive versus negative influence. Now, of course, positive influence would be your team or yourself being around that area or that spawn point, and negative influence would be when the enemy is at that specific spawn point. And so, of course, yeah, that's why your team won't spawn there and the enemy will. So if you are in a certain spawn point, you're negatively influencing it for the enemy and positively influencing it for your team to start spawning there. So if you really want to hold one side of the map, you really got to sort of make your presence known in a certain map. And that's probably the toughest part in map control, is because some maps are just so incredibly big that it's actually quite difficult to hold a map control. So that's something you guys should keep in mind. And hopefully you guys can sort of use that to your advantage and just get a better idea of where the spawn points are. So don't get me wrong, there are some occasions where you will have both teams spawning very relatively close to each other. You know, and you're probably wondering yourself, well, why? How does that work? Well, when you have two players in the same vicinity, in close proximity, let's say, well, let's take WMD for an example. Let's say you are on the Orange Factory, in the backside of Orange Factory. There's a spawn point just outside of it to the between C dom and B dom. So there's a spawn point between Orange Factory, C dom, and B dom, that little backside area. I'm not really sure what the call out is for it, but there's a spawn point back there. And let's say you are in Orange Factory and a guy or an enemy is at C domination, and you guys are about the same distance. And here I tried to hack it, but the guy was dead. But anyways, both of you are the same distance from that designated spawn point. Now and let's just roll with me for a sec. Let's say you both are the exact same position, like dead exactly even from that spawn point. You might have both. Well, actually, let's say there's two spawn points to make this a bit easier to understand. Let's say there's two spawn points, one in that backside and one on like another corner of the map, and you both are the exact same distance from both spawn points. What will happen is that the area of influence, the area of I guess it is called influence. So the area of influence will be affected depending on the entity who is residing around there. So the fact that both of you are the exact same distance away, is going to cause negative influence for both of you guys, so for both teams, to the point where it's just going to shut off that spawn point, and when the next person dies, they're going to spawn closest to their team or at a spawn point that has no influence whatsoever. So, but sometimes you will have an enemy who is spawning right on top of you with your team. And the reason for that is sometimes when two people are in that same situation where they're pretty much the exact same distance from that spawn point, or let's say that the same exact distance from two different spawn points that are pretty distant from each other, and I hope this makes sense for you guys. And let's just say for some weird reason all the other spawn points are offline, and it's only those two. Well, obviously they are going to spawn one team on one of the spawn points and the other team on another. So that at that point is completely random. But as soon as one person spawns there, whoever's on that person's team is going, and that spawn has definitely just been increased or in positive influence for that team, and has negatively influenced it for your team or whoever's the opposition to that player. So that's something for you guys to keep in mind. And so that's why sometimes you get that whole spawning on top of each other that just is quite frustrating when you're getting spawn trapped in like really badly, because that's a huge problem on Nuketown, because even when the spawns are so negatively influenced, the spawn system will choose the one that has the least negative influence, even though that's why you can be all around the map and have enemies spawn right on top of you, because all the other spawn points are covered by another entity. And so yeah, that's just something for you guys to keep in mind, and it'll help you understand TDM a lot better. And it actually works for several different game modes, and it sort of works the same for domination, except alright, actually, you know what, I'll save that and go into more detail when there's a domination gameplay next time. But yeah, that's about it for this video. We're really wrapping up, and yeah, I guess this really wasn't a casual commentary as much as I thought it would be. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know I am back in school, so you know it's going to be a bit difficult for me to keep up with the grades and post videos. But don't worry, I'm still going to post videos on a regular basis. You guys don't have to worry about that. It's not like we're going to leave you guys in the dust, because that's messed up. But anyways, yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. My final score is 28-2. It's just a casual TDM, you know. I was just running around doing whatever, and so yeah, I was able to pull off this gameplay, and it's a nice little backdrop to keep you guys entertained while I just blabber on for about 8 minutes, because this is one of those games where I have no in-game audio. Lucky me. But that's about it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and you will definitely see more videos, guys. Yeah, so throw me a thumbs up. I'd love that. I really would. But yeah, that's about it, guys. I will stop the video here, and I hope you guys have a great day, and you guys take care now.